Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 60 of the Video Games Ahoy podcast. Woo!
Woo!
I'm your host Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Gape, Daf Weeks,
Hello!
and Zach Hamilton.
Hello!
Gape, we can't hear you.
We didn't hear your hello.
You're on. I think you're muted, Gape. Anyway, he is saying hello. He is definitely saying hello.
He did wave. In all fairness,
He gave us his love. He's giving us some beautiful cheeky eyebrows as well. But we are all here. How are you doing, gents?
Very well. You okay?
Yeah, really good. Daf Weeks, you missed our Halo stream last night.
I know.
That was
fun. Sounded like a very exciting time for everyone involved.
It was a lot of fun. It was yeah, because I've never played Halo 2 or 3. Well, I've played 3. I've played the multiplayer a million times, but I've never actually played the story. So it is VJ Full House, Big Al. It's all of us. We're just waiting on hopefully Dad can get his audio to work. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Never played the main story for 2 or 3. We did a bit of the main story of 3 because apparently you can only play 2-player for 2. Big Al says it's better this way that Dav can't talk. And then Zach had to run away, so me and Dav did a bit of Halo 2 as well, which is really good.
Gorgeous.
Hey, we got him back. We've got him. He's with us.
Sorry, Big Al.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun actually, and I think me and Dav are going to keep trying to play Halo 2, and then I guess all of us are just going to keep trying to play Halo 3, but only when you're not around, Dav Weeks. When you're around, we'll find something we can all play.
You carry on. I'll just watch vicariously.
We're saving the excellent WWE 2K Battlegrounds for you, Dev.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Get some wrestling. Gents, should we talk about the podcast and then should we just get into the news? Should we do that? I think we should.
Do it.
We are Video Games Ahoy. If you are watching us for the very first time, if you're listening to us for the very first time, also, yeah, Video Games Ahoy. And if you're back, then hello again. Hello. We normally put these episodes out on a Friday morning after recording them on a Thursday, but we're recording this one on a Tuesday because I'm busy this week. So we just thought we'd do a nice early one. So you get the week. The one thing I've realized is now that I actually have to leave my house again, podcasts are great once more for going into central London. I've had so many podcasts on the go, just sitting on the tube for 45 minutes, just blasting through them. So yeah, maybe that's the best way to listen to us, or maybe not actually, because imagine you get annoyed or frustrated or something. Probably I said. Anyway, we've got we're on YouTube. We're on all the different places you can listen to us with podcasts like Spotify and Google and Deezer and iHeartRadio. We're also on Discord as well, so check the link in the description if you are listening to this after the podcast has aired, and there'll be lots of information there with Patreon and Discord and all those kinds of things. So yeah, we'll keep the rest until the end, but if you are a contributor to our Patreon page, then thank you so much. We cherish you. All right, gents, let's talk about some news. We chatted about this 2 minutes ago, saying that considering that we're minus 2 days, so we haven't had a full week of news, but there's been some stuff. I'd say the biggest thing actually over the last week, or one of the biggest things, was the State of Play that we watched last Thursday. Well, we didn't watch it. I guess we all watched it individually. We actually didn't get a chance to talk about it. Did you? I know Gape got to see it, but Zach and Daf Weeks, did you get a chance to see anything from it?
I did not. No,
I'm quite. Of it. I didn't do a full watch of it. I just kind of scrubbed through to see what was interesting.
Well,
I'll be honest. After what you guys were saying in our little WhatsApp chat, I decided to probably not a good, useful time.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I've got a weird thing with the State of Plays. I don't get anywhere near as. The Xbox event at E3 was actually genuinely brilliant. And Nintendo Directs are always fun for a lot of reasons. But I don't know what it is with the State of Plays, but they're probably the most hit and miss for me. This one, there was a lot of meh. That's the best way to describe it, especially in the middle of it as well. So I'll just run through some of the games that were announced. So we had Moss Book 2, which looked really adorable, actually.
Looks fun, and people that I know that have played Moss on VR love it.
Yeah,
so.
it looks great, and I have a VR headset, so I might pick that up, which just looks great.
I think I have Moss, and I've not played it. I think it's one of the ones that everyone kept saying I needed to get into, but Never got around to it.
It did look. I mean, it did look really good. It was when it started. I was like, "What is this? I'd never heard of it. It looks really nice." Then we had Arcadegeddon.
Skip it.
It looked like the name infuriated me because they
Arcadegeddon.
they were leaning heavily on Arcadegeddon, and I was like, no, I can't. Then we had Tribes of Midgard, which looks
alright. It seems like they've got a lot in there, and as long as it's like cheap enough and that sees those seasons, if the seasons are included in the price of the game, then I can see that being like, a sneaky good game, but graphically it leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, that's how I felt. I was like, okay, someone's going to enjoy this, but it's not me, but someone will. Then we had Hunters Arena Legends.
Skip it. Worst name ever.
Honestly, like, how the best way to get forgotten about, add those 3 words, just put them together. It's like, I can't even remember what type of game it was.
Worse than Returnal. For name.
I'd like to return all this game, please. Anyway. Then we had Sifu, which looks amazing. Genuinely actually looks amazing.
How great that they brought out this trailer, which made the game still look amazing, and the trailer was to announce that they were delaying the game.
Yeah, I was like, fine, take the time you need.
So every time you die in the game, you age, your character ages until they die. And so they were doing this thing, like, you died, and you'd be like 22, and like, now you're 24, and it would like roll up. Next time you die, but now you're 27. And then at the end, it was like releasing in 2021, and it rolled up to 2022. You're like, oh, nice.
Yeah, no, it was a good way of doing it. I mean, we've been saying for a while now we're expecting a lot more games to push into 2022. I mean, early 2022 is going to be packed. Like, we've already got Pokemon? Is it Arcade?
Legends Arceus.
That's the Arceus. That's the one.
Arceus.
Yeah. Arceus. I couldn't remember if it was Arcadus. Arcadegeddon was screwing me over again. Possibly Breath of the Wild 2 as well.
Elden Ring.
Like,
God of War Ragnarok, maybe.
Jeez. If Horizon...
Probably Horizon.
Yeah, I was going to say probably Horizon as well. I imagine something else Nintendo has pushed into the start next year. I mean, it's going to be a crazy 6 months. Yeah, just crazy. Then we had Jet, The Far Shore, which looked interesting. I'm not sure if I was... Sorry, you go on. No, it looked interesting, and I liked the ideas, but it didn't seem like I would enjoy it.
Yeah, it sold me less on the game than the reveal trailer did when they announced it last year.
Yeah, it was...
I'm sure other people are going to really like that game.
Do you know what? And that's great. If you did enjoy that's great. Then Demon Slayer. We had a bit of Demon Slayer.
Looked alright.
Yeah, looked fine. Lost Judgment. That looked fun.
I had to watch it on mute though because I'm playing through Judgement at the moment.
I tell you, the graphics, the opening,
those faces,
cinematic, it's just ridiculous. Honestly, it was ridiculous. Then we had, I'd say, the 2 biggest games along with Lost Judgment that would be Death Stranding, the director's cut, and Deathloop. And we'll talk about Death Stranding first, the director's cut. I mean, Hideo Kojima's actually come out today and said he hates the fact that it's called the director's cut because, like, it feels like the way that you call something a director's cut, it's like content that you actually cut previously because you didn't have enough time, whereas this is actually content that they made afterwards and have now added to the game. So he's like, no, just it's no cursing, not allowed to swear. Not allowed to swear. I mean, that's
Thank
hard.
you, AJ.
Yeah. How are you doing, AJ? Anyway, Death Stranding. Do you know what? I have not played Death Stranding, but I am really tempted to play it now. It's coming out on the PS5.
So I have it, and I bought it on sale for like 16 quid, and now the director's cut is only like a £10 upgrade. So I'm like,
that's a good shout.
I could do that.
Yeah.
The funny thing is about the director's cut thing is that the reason why everyone was so happy when Kojima made his own production studio is because they were like, oh, finally, because Konami had such a stranglehold on what he was able to produce, and that relationship went so sour so quickly. Now he's like unshackled, untamed, he can build whatever he wants. And now it's like the director's cut, where Kojima is finally unshackled from Kojima, making sure that he can't do what he wants.
It's like, I can't believe this company called it the director's cut. My company. My own company called it the director's cut. Strong beard game on the lower part of the screen. Yes. Me and Daf Weeks got a little bit of stubble, but the boys beneath. Oof.
I mean, the way the windows are orientated at the moment is basically a chronological beard growth kind of scale.
I often think of me and Zach as the furry undercarriage of video games, Ahoy.
That's so upsetting for so many reasons.
But yeah, Death Stranding. Any of you guys interested? I know Dav just said he's going to upgrade potentially, but Zach and Daf Weeks, you interested in playing Death Stranding?
I'm genuinely keen to play it. Like,
it seems like a game that you would love.
People are very kind of marmitey on the whole thing. Some people love it, and some people just think it's the most just literally call it a walking simulator. I'm up for playing it. I really am. And now that I know there's an upgraded version, maybe that would be the reason for me to invest.
Man, you'd be an expert as well, doing all those deliveries in real life. You just like, you know exactly what to do.
Be a bit of a busted with a fetus strapped to my belly. Yeah.
Well, just like...
Have they spoken to you about that at work, by the
way? Jeff Bezos gave it to me himself.
Oh, wow, that's why he retired.
Oh yeah. God. But yeah, the final game. Actually, Zach, do you reckon you'll play Death Stranding?
I don't know. It looks really cool, and I feel like I would enjoy. Well, I feel like I definitely want to give it a go, but it's not like high on the list of priorities. I'll give it that.
Fair enough. I that's how I feel. It's like I think I'm more likely to play the PS5 version now that things have been added, and it's like the finished cut, as it were. But like, yeah. And then the final game we had was Deathloop. I mean, Dad gave me talking about Deathloop for what feels like an age, and I'm finally happy with. I'm finally happy with what I expect from the game. I kind of understand what is in the game now, and I'm really interested. We were having this conversation on when we were playing Halo 2 last night, though, whether to buy it or not, because now it's just been announced that it's coming. It's console exclusive to PlayStation, and PS5, I think, for the next year. So in September 2022, it's coming out on the Xbox, and it's owned by Bethesda, which means we can assume that it's going to be on Game Pass.
They've said Game Pass,
yeah. So Game Pass. So it's just a case of, do we wait a year and play it then, or do you go out and buy it? I'm going to wait for the reviews, because from what I've read about it as well, beyond from what I've seen, it does feel like Hitman with James Bond and Dishonored, which are three things that I very much enjoy. So it does tick a lot of boxes for me. I probably will end up waiting, because there's loads of games I want to play.
And think about it this way. Have you played Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart?
No.
That's a game that looks very good.
No.
I'd definitely buy that before I buy Deathloop.
Do you know, I am...
Horizon?
Oh, man. Well, that's the game for me. That's like... I mean, if it comes out this year, that's the one I'm like...
Think of it this way. You've got Horizon coming out this year. You've got Halo coming out this year. And then next year, you've got God of War, probably. Elden Ring, which looks really cool. That might be the first Souls game where I really dive in and actually get in. Tons and tons of games. By the time September next year rolls around, you'll forget Deathloop even existed and be like, "Ooh, yeah, you know what? I'll give this a shot." And it'll be on Xbox. It'll come with loads of extra little goodies because it's been a year and they want to celebrate it because it's an Xbox game. And they'll be like, "Look, this is Deathloop, the Kojima cut. Look at what we added." And
now you can just carry things from place to place, and you can make deliveries as well as murdering people.
What I wouldn't want to do is pay full price now, play through it all, and then in September going, "Oh, by the way, we've added all this stuff." But I've already played this game. I don't want to play it again.
Well, this is actually something I was saying. Like, I was reading a lot about this in the last week, and I'd really like to get your guys' opinion on it. There's a lot of people who are saying that people are holding back from, because the reason why Game Pass is such a great thing is because it means you don't have to spend so much money. But there's a lot of game sales have tanked. For a lot of games because people expected to come to Game Pass, so especially on Xbox, so they're not buying games because they expected to come to Game Pass, but then the games don't seem to do as it's like one of those things where it doesn't, on the outside then it doesn't seem like the game has actually done well. So the studio might potentially suffer because the game didn't sell well. It gives like an artificial experience because a lot of people would really love it, but they're waiting until it comes to Game Pass. What do you guys think about that? I mean, do you think there's going to be a lot of people like us who, knowing now that Deathloop is coming to Game Pass and Xbox, they're just going to hold off a lot more other games?
I think it's inevitable. The price of games now. Why would you'd have to really have the disposable income if you knew that, it's coming out and you'll get to play it for free. Well, for whatever a month.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time you guys bought a DVD?
It's a good point, actually.
I tend to buy them.
I mean, I appreciate it's physical media and stuff, so it's a little bit different. But I mean, with the advent of the sort of the streaming system, which is basically what Game Pass is, it's Netflix for video games. Mm-hmm. It's always going to be the way in that transitional period. Things are going to suffer for it. I kind of feel like if that really does become a problem, they must have foreseen that. They must have known that was coming. They have a really good model.
I think Xbox are very happy with not caring how well it sells on PlayStation.
Oh no! To be honest, I'm not. It's not so much Deathloop in particular. It's more like games like Square Enix might have, like something like The Secret of Mana, for instance, or like Tales of Vesperia. It's stuff like that where like Xbox have done a really good job, and they've done an amazing job of like getting ties with all these companies, being like, oh, we'll have this game on here, and we'll have this game. So a lot of people are just holding off and waiting. And I think that's more than specifically Deathloop, because we know that like Deathloop is a different thing, especially because it's exclusive next year and what have you.
All I'll add is that Xbox pay very lucratively to have these big games come out on Game Pass.
There we are.
Like the Tales of team would have been paid the studio, I guess. The publisher would have been paid handsomely to have that game coming out on Game Pass on day one.
Yeah.
And I think what we'll find is that these companies are reporting their numbers using different language and different metrics. It won't just be, we sold this many copies.
Yeah.
It'll be like, we made this much money, we have this many concurrent players, we had this many people on day one playing our game. Because, like, you think about it, like, especially in the indie space, something like Inside, right?
Yep.
The next one, Somerville. That game is going to have millions more people playing that game day one than it would do otherwise. Just because, there are a lot of people are just playing Call of Duty or FIFA. But like to be like, right, Game Pass is a subscription thing that I've already got because I want to play Halo. Oh, what's this game that comes out? Oh, it's got aliens in it? Okay, I'll check it out. That's an extra player. And based on how X amount of players, X amount of revenue goes to that studio.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll see is a change in the language around it. Defining success in a different way.
It's interesting though, because you make a really, really good point, and actually something, I think it's Outriders. I think Square Enix have said that Outriders became a success because of Game Pass, because of it being on there rather than actually just being bought, because a lot of people were like, oh, I'll play it on here, this is great, and put all the time and effort into playing it, and they were like, the numbers are much better on here, sort of thing.
And actually, I remember an article a few months back that was saying, like, when a game releases on Game Pass, it actually sells better on Xbox than if it wasn't on Game Pass, which blows my mind, and sells better on other systems because it's on Xbox Game Pass.
Wow!
Because it's so much more spoken about, and it's so much more like oh, what your mates are playing? Well, I'm playing Deathloop because it's on Game Pass right now. Like, oh, really? And they go on Sony and they go, oh, actually, it's on sale because it's already been out for a year.
Yeah. Maybe
now's the time that I dive in.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's move on. I think just in general.
Sorry, wait. Game Pass. Sorry, carry
on. Somewhere ACP's mind is just going. But yeah, it was an okay state of play. For me, it got better towards the end with stuff like Sifu and Death Stranding and Deathloop and Lost Judgment as well. Like towards the end, it got better, but like that just start-ish to the middle part was just it. Yeah, I don't know. They could have put those up on their own and cut it by 10 minutes and it would have been fine. But yeah, let's move on anyway. So I want to talk about FIFA, Zach's favorite topic. Zach is a hardcore football fan now. Hardcore. But you're a gamer. You're a gamer running a story on FIFA 22, and yeah, let's just get into it. So EA has changed the way that its dual entitlement program works for FIFA 22, so that the next gen upgrade is only available to those who fork out £89.99 for the Ultimate Edition. This is a marked change compared to the dual entitlement program for FIFA 21, which offered a free next-gen upgrade to owners of all versions of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The new system means anyone who buys the $59.99 standard edition of FIFA 22, either physically or digitally for last-gen consoles, has to then buy the $69.99 PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X and S version at full price when they eventually get hold of the next-gen consoles. which amounts to £130. God damn, I hate EA. I know we're not supposed to swear, but jeez, like it's one of those weird things where like they did it for the last one, so I think everyone was like, oh, this is going to be something they keep. No, it's like that is crazy. Like you either pay $89.99 knowing that you're going to play it on both consoles, which is a ridiculous price for FIFA, considering that it hasn't changed in a long time, basically. And they've just announced as well the Switch version is essentially the same game that came out last year, which is the same game that came out 2 years before that.
Yeah, it's the Switch one is a reiteration on actual FIFA 17.
There we are.
And it'll be 5 years, and it'll still be using that same engine. And they've just announced that the PC one is now going to be the Xbox One and PS4 version, and not the Series XS and PS5 version, which blows my mind. But just for a second, like the people who are going to buy it on what I guess now is last gen, right? People are going to buy it last gen next year or this year, sorry, coming. Are the people who either aren't decided on whether to upgrade yet, or can't afford it, can't actually, or just can't find the next gen system. Or there's also like shortages on both systems still. So like they're punishing people who don't have enough money. Not everyone doesn't have enough money, but everyone who doesn't have enough money doesn't have a console. Really. So they're punishing everyone who can't physically afford to buy the new systems by making them pay more for the game. And it's just, there's just never a good news story about EA. God's sake.
And it's interesting as well because there was a story that hasn't been officially confirmed yet that Pro Evolution Soccer is going the other direction, that it's going to be free to play completely. So the game will come out, the game will be free to play, and then obviously they'll charge you as like they do online for like Fortnite and
per
stuff
mode
like that.
As well.
Yeah, per mode and stuff, which is was interesting that they're both going in slightly different directions with that. It's not surprising at all that EA would charge more and then also make you pay up for all the loot boxes and stuff beyond that as well, which is
a good comparison is Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah.
If you think about it, PES was clearly second to FIFA, right? So they've had to change their model and make it a lot more accessible to a lot more people, and make some sort of subscription or this different payment system. And FIFA are making it even more expensive for you to play their games. PS5 games are £70. Xbox make Game Pass.
Yeah. Because
they're the second place and they have to find a way to level up. And the person in his first place is like, I'm in first place.
Yeah.
Why do I need to worry?
I actually played FIFA 21. I downloaded it the other day. I was like, okay, let's hear how it is. It's on Game Pass, and I gave it a go. Man, I just cannot. I really it just does not suit the way I like to play football games. PES really does. Like, it really does suit me. So I really hope that doesn't go. I mean, if PES goes tits up, then there's no way. I just will stop playing football games because I don't like the way FIFA is.
Funny there was a rugby game. There's a good rugby game.
Man, there used to be so many good rugby games. Rugby 08, that was a great one. John Aluma Rugby as well. It's pretty good. There's there was Rugby Challenge as well. Was a good one, but it's a while ago now that came out.
Hey, play Rugby Sevens on the Olympics game.
Rugby Sevens in Mario and Sonic at the Olympics as well. It's in there as well, which is hilarious. All right, let's move on. And this is kind of. If EA is doing that, then this is to do with The Witcher. And The Witcher is actually releasing new DLC based on the live-action Netflix series for free. They're also giving a free upgrade for owners of the last-gen version, as being made by Saber, who made the Switch version. They also released a new picture as well. I think I said this in the group the other day, but I'm probably going to play that again, and I'm probably going to lose like 200 hours of my life, and I don't care. I got so swept away with The Witcher 3. It was, oh my god, seriously. But yeah, there's a couple of things that's been added. I'll just read out something that they put out, which is there'll be a patch adding visual quality and a few extra features, and of course, we're not going to charge people for a patch. It's something they're going to download and upgrade their game, upgrade their experience, but we're not going to ask them for extra money, which is nice. Nice of them to do.
In your face, EA.
Yeah, this is the type of thing that CD Projekt used to like get a lot of like plus points for, and a lot of
yeah,
and it's nice that they're still doing it. Interestingly, Cyberpunk has just gone was the best-selling game on the PS4 last month.
Oh, because it finally came out.
Came out again in June and became the best.
Have they fixed it?
I think their description was it's in a satisfactory place on the PS4, and now by that I mean what that is a subjective term. I think satisfactory could be satisfactory to someone, could be a complete hot mess for someone else, and I have a feeling it's going to be the latter still on the PS4. But
playable is probably the word they're going for.
Yeah.
Actually runs
60 frames per hour is what they're actually saying. That's what they're actually saying. But yeah, I'm going back to The Witcher 3. I'm definitely going to play that. I really am excited to see what they do with that game, because I actually played it on the Switch, so it's going to be one hell of an upgrade for me when I'm playing on the PS5.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to Nintendo, and this is actually just to do quickly with Skyward Sword, because there was a lot of noise actually when Wind Waker and Twilight Princess came out, of the HD versions came out, because there's a lot of things they changed, and I know Zach played Wind Waker a lot, so I think he's probably the best person to say, like, there's a lot of things they changed in Wind Waker HD, which makes it so much better to play than the first version of the game, and they've just announced there's a load more things that's going to be changed in Skyward Sword, which makes it essentially, it is the definitive version. Everything that I've seen has made me go, if anyone's going to play Skyward Sword, don't bother playing the Wii version. So there's a couple of things that I'll just read through really quickly. So you get optional help now instead of basically in the first game. I think it's Fee or Phi. I never know which one it is, but it's one of them. Every minute or every 2 minutes, it would she would tell you off, and she would come up on your screen and announce that your batteries are dying, or she'd say like, "You need help. Here's where you need to go." Whereas now it's optional, so like something will flash, like Navi used to be, but not quite as offensive. But yeah, which is quite nice. Honestly, that was one of the biggest complaints people had about the original game. People were saying that how much they hated the fact that you felt like your hand was being held the entire time. We've talked about enhanced frame rate, so 60 frames per second, which is nice. You can fast forward dialogue, which you couldn't do in the original game. There's loads of things in here which basically just make it feel like more of a modern game compared to like 2010, where like you couldn't fast forward dialogue, you couldn't skip cutscenes, which seems mad now, but you couldn't do it before, but you can do it now. Streamlined item information. This is another fun one. In the old game, if you collected a heart, it would come up with a little text blurb saying, "This gives you life every single time you collected a heart." In fact, I think they did that with Link's Awakening as well. So that version as well. So you don't do that anymore. So once you've collected a heart, it's done. Skippable. Oh my god, I can't speak. Skippable cutscenes, autosave. And skippable tutorial dialogues. You can skip a lot of dialogue at the start of the game, because the opening section of Skyward Sword is genuinely, and I mean this, horrific for how long it takes. Like, Zach, Twilight Princess is a pretty bad example as well for how long it takes to get into a game. I'd say Skyward Sword is almost as bad. Maybe not quite as bad, because it's a bit more fun, because you get to fly around for a lot of it. But yeah, and you can also freely control the camera, which you couldn't do in the original game, which seems bonkers now.
For a Zelda game as well.
Yeah, well, it used to be Z. It used to be like Z targeted and stuff. That's all it was all based on.
They've always been pioneers in camera systems.
Twilight Princess must have been the same, mustn't it? Because it would have been the problem with only having one control stick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of those things will make the game move quicker, feel better, and. Yeah, I'm really excited to play it. Like, I do think it gets a bit of a unfair reputation, even though it reviewed really well. Like, it was reviewed really well when it came out. Alright, let's move on from Skyward Sword. I just wanted to mention that. Donkey Kong turned 40 years old on July the 9th. We just passed Donkey Kong's 40-year-old birthday, and we've had nothing from Nintendo. We had that rumor a couple of months ago, actually, that they were going to make a new Donkey Kong game. What would be, like, your guys' like ultimate 40th Donkey Kong anniversary thing? Remastered 64, Daf Weeks?
You know what? I'm going to go with another left field kind of thing. I'm just wondering if there's a way of turning the original Donkey Kong game into something akin to what Mario Kart did with the house remote control car circuit thing. Could you do an augmented reality version of Donkey Kong where you have to jump over barrels?
Or do you remember that Mario Lego thing they made?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that.
Where like it would react as Mario went over the course.
Have that and have a real life toy.
Yeah, it's mad though. I think people sometimes forget that Donkey Kong is probably one of at least the oldest franchises in the world. It's older than Mario, which is crazy. But yeah, 40 years old on July 9th. And finally,
Happy birthday, DK.
This is the story. I think. I was just about to say, my one hope for actually going back to DK is that Doug Bowser just comes out and sings a DK rap for the next Direct. The whole thing. That's what I want. That's
Yo,
what I want.
a DK rap performed like Band-Aid style by like grime artists and like Stormzy, like stuff like that. Like, all doing like the DK rap. Like Eminem, get him in there.
It laid the foundations for modern rap. I'm just saying. Man.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the final news topic, and this is just a fun one that we saw at the last minute, and I just thought I'm chucking it in there. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl has just been announced. 20 levels, single-player, multiplayer modes, and up to 4 players. It's basically Smash Brothers, but with Nickelodeon characters. So I'm gonna list some of these characters for you guys. You got Michelangelo and Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberrys, which sounds amazing. Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, fantastic.
Everyone's favourite, SpongeBob SquarePants. It's SpongeBob SquarePants. Sandy Cheeks, Patrick from SpongeBob as well. Oblina from
Monsters. Oh my god.
Lucy and Lincoln Loud from The Loud House.
Never heard of it.
Helga Pataki from Hey Arnold.
Oh, she'll kick ass.
She is going to tear it up. Reptar from Rugrats. I was about to suggest that, actually. It's like, well, you can't put Tommy Pickles in there. Well, you probably could have his dad like beat him up and stuff. That'd be something. Zim from Invader Zim, and Danny Phantom from Danny Phantom. I don't know who that is.
Yo, Oblina from Our Real Monsters.
That's a great shout.
Such a good shout. I don't know if you guys watched it or don't really remember it.
I love it.
Really thin, white and black with massive red lips.
Yeah.
She was like a badass. I can't. I don't know. I probably will never play this game, but if I do play this game, I'm maining Oblina from Our Real Monsters.
I think Dav is sort of like wishing it onto Game Pass within the next year. I think
Here we go. The Racers version is on Game Pass.
Is it?
Oh, the kart racer.
Oh,
it's on Game Pass. It's. I gotta be honest. It definitely feels like they did Mario. They looked at Mario Kart and they were like, let's make that, but in like a third of the time. I would wager that's exactly what this is. Incidentally, those are all the same characters that were in the kart race.
Yeah, makes sense. They're just gone, oh, we've got 3D models, let's just make them fight.
Yeah, easy.
Yo, there's a kart racers 2.
Oh,
really?
Oh.
It was so successful, they got a kart racers 2.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Totally worth it.
That's the end of the news. I feel like that was the best topic to end on. I think we're all gonna get that day one, unless it comes to Game Pass. Hopefully it does, because I don't really want to pay for it. All right, let's talk about games we're playing. Does anyone have any? Zach, you actually mentioned that there's a game you've been playing that someone else might be playing, and I'm intrigued.
I actually changed my mind about that. I'm pretty sure none of you. But I had it in my head that it was a new game, and I don't know why.
Was it Halo 3? Because me and you and Dav definitely played that.
No, I could have sworn I saw it because I had never heard of this game, and I could have sworn I'd seen it in a state of play or a whatever, like some kind of event. A game called Gang Beasts. Have you guys played it?
Yes, Gang Beasts.
I have not.
Gang Beasts is really fun because if there's skill to it, I don't know what it is. For me and my housemate and my girlfriend, and just everyone who comes around here has been playing it. And it's really silly and really fun. I mean, it's not like the most complex or deep game, but it's on Game Pass. Well worth an afternoon with your significant other. The skill ceiling is, I mean, if you can figure out how to be good at it, then more power to you. Because I honestly have no idea. But a lot of fun. It's basically you just have to throw your friends off of a building, and I think that's really funny. That's all it is.
Johnny,
I don't know if I would buy it. I would maybe not.
Right, okay.
I might. If it was on sale, I might get it.
Okay.
For like a $5.
Okay.
There was a game just announced at the Xbox event called Party Animals.
That
with lots of different animals like grabbing each other and like throwing each other around.
Oh yeah.
It's that game, but you're not animals. You're just these little like weird creatures.
Okay.
That's exactly why I thought it was a new game. There you go.
Yeah.
It's actually from like 7 years ago, so I don't know how I missed it.
I just have this really fun idea of Zach just giggling to himself. He's just throwing these weird things around a room. Just like throwing things around. That's pretty much exactly what's happening.
Yeah, it's a very giggly game. It's that kind of shit. Get into it.
Awesome. Anything else? Anything else?
Oh man, that is all I've been doing.
Did you want to talk? Did you want to tell everyone? Gang Beasts is on Game Pass now. Yeah. Thank you, Bondos. It is. I think that's what Zach played it. That's right, Zach.
It did.
That's what you played it. Did you just quickly want to tell everyone what mode we played on Halo 3 last night?
What mode?
It was a very specific
Skulls.
I was playing about playing Grunt Birthday. I love that you didn't know what that was.
I didn't know what it was.
Birthday.
So I was like, I was just like, what does this do? What does this do? And then all of a sudden everyone started exploding like pinatas, confetti, like, yay!
It's so great. So good. And also makes a headshot, because it's only when you get headshots, so it makes a headshot really satisfying.
There was a lot of... we must have been doing really well, because that's all I could hear. That's all I could hear all the time. But yeah, it was a good laugh.
A highlight of the Halo series.
Davs, either one of you, do anything you want to talk about?
I can only bring you a toilet game this week.
Oh, Dav's toilet game.
Baby.
Oh, we missed out on this. Okay, Dav, hit us with a toilet game.
I
can't believe that's a thing.
It's the thing now. Dav's toilet game of the week was Plague Inc. Have you ever played that?
Oh yeah, I think about a Plague Tale. I was like, you play that on the
toilet?
No, Plague Inc.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one? Is that the one where like you got the world map and you've got to stop things?
Yeah, felt apt.
It did. Yeah, I saw that.
No, you don't have to stop them, Johnny. You are the virus.
Oh right, you are the virus.
You are the virus.
Okay, I got it now.
So it's a bit of fun. It's not a great game, but it's an interesting little simulator. I can't win, quite honestly.
It's hard.
I don't really know. Like the little run through I did, like basically strategy as far as I can tell is get as deadly as you can, but as like low transmissibility as possible.
Right.
Yeah, so people don't know you got it, and then you get in there, and then you go. And then you kill everyone on Earth, and for some reason, Iceland keeps surviving. God damn Iceland with your remote location.
Maybe start in Iceland.
Ooh.
See if you can get on a plane out of there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
We're coming for you, Reykjavik.
It makes a nice little comparison to a great board game that I played, Pandemic, which
So
anyone who
good.
plays board games.
When you said great ball
Play
game that I
Pandemic.
play, Dav's Poopy Games, I was like, do we want to hear where this goes?
I do not play board games on the toilet.
I thought you said ball. That's my issue.
No, absolutely not.
But
anyone who is new to board games, play Pandemic. It's a great game.
I do really enjoy the idea of you playing board games on the toilet.
I have a little table there.
No, I just think it off your lap, like you're just like balancing a ball on your lap. Hi, it's your turn.
Catan right there.
She's there on the other toilet across from him.
Yeah, we got a bespokely designed kind of bathroom, his and his.
Amazing. Anything else, Daf?
No, I think we'll leave that there. With that image.
Daf, Gape, you got anything?
Only really quickly, because I'm not that far through either of these games, but I've started like getting an Xbox game and a PS game.
Nice.
PlayStation game on the go at the same time.
Nice.
And my Xbox game is Dishonored 1.
Nice.
Because I just needed to give it another try, get back in there. Like, I have to. Everyone just loves it so much. I'm like, fine, I'll do it. And I'm really enjoying it. Going for a very stealthy approach. Really enjoying it. I'm about a third of the way through that game, maybe just over a third. Yeah, it's a good game. And also, I've started Judgement on the PS5, which is why I was muted watching Lost Judgment's trailer because I didn't want any story spoilers. But yeah, great game made by the team who make the Yakuza games, and you can absolutely tell that it's got the action mechanics that Yakuza 0 to 6 have. And they've said as well that they're going with the action for the Judgment series, but they're sticking with the turn-based stuff for the Yakuza. So get a little taste of both worlds there. And Judgment's really cool. You play this lawyer who's turned into a detective. And yeah, really cool so far. It just has everything that I love about the Yakuza games. it's got some silliness in there, and I'm peeling away those layers, and I'm sure there's a lot more silliness to come. But actually, the story is very grounded, and its voice acting is excellent, playing it in Japanese, and the facial animations are just top tier. I don't know if there's the only other studio who does facial animations as good as them are I can't remember the name, but there's a team behind Hellblade.
Oh, okay.
They're the only guys I can think that do faces like these guys.
I was going to download Hellblade because it's on it's on Game Pass. So,
dude, that's one of my favorite games of all time. Absolutely get on that.
Yeah, I probably should. No. I got some other stuff to play first, but that is something I have been eyeing up. Daf, is there anything else you want to talk about? I really enjoy how Yakuza has just like penetrated your soul.
Oh,
it's like it's in there now.
There.
It's in there. There it is. Yeah.
That was the first thing that went on the shelf. No, tell me about your soul. What's penetrating
you? What's penetrating my soul right now is a game that I've been telling Daf Weeks for the last 2 days that he really ought to play. And if he says he's already played it and he hates it, I'm going to cry. There's a game series that we've mentioned many times before, and I spoke to Gape about it last night, but it's Desperados 3.
Yes! Good shout!
It's so good!
Oh, really?
It's so good. Like, honestly, like, it's slightly different to how the first game was, because I never actually played the second game, but the first game is really good, and it's not the best game in the world, but like it's the theme that goes along with the way that it plays. It's kind of like Commandos in the Wild West. Yeah. Basically, that's what it is.
And very hard.
Yeah, it was really hard. Like, this game is really hard. I'm playing it on normal. I think there's 2 other levels above that, and it's really hard. Like, it's not easy. But yeah, so instead of it being like point and click, like you tell people where to go and then they go there and then you do it, you actually control them. So you move them there and then you do things. But then you can like you click a button and it kind of freezes everything, and you can tell people what to do when you're in specific areas. So yeah, like you still have like the tactical element where like you move things along, you get people to where you need to go, and then you implement something. But like honestly, it's such a good game. I'm having such a great time with it. I downloaded it because I was like, oh yeah, I want to play this. Honestly, within the first hour, and bear in mind, each level is taking me about an hour to complete, at least. At the very least, I think the shortest level is taking me like 50 minutes. But one of the levels took me 2 hours to complete because I literally wanted to do everything. I wanted to go and kill everyone and find everything, and it's such a good game, and it's just the little things. It's like everything works so well together. Like the characters obviously have different things where they can do different things, and some people can get people like help you move people away, and some people like the tanks, and it's just man, honestly, I would I know that you would really enjoy that, and I think you should. It's not too graphically intensive, so I think you probably could get away with playing that in your Mac. If you ever thought about buying it, but I think it's on Game Pass. So if you wanted to get Game Pass, you could possibly stream it on the cloud, potentially. Okay. But I honestly, when I was playing it, because I know you've mentioned the first game, I spoke to Daf Gape about the other one as well. I just thought straight away Daf Weeks would just love this, because I know it's better than the first game. It's better than the first game, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I about half an hour before we started, I was playing it. So, and I'm probably gonna play it as soon as I finish here.
Good. Well, you're the first person I've actually spoken to who's now played that game.
Yeah, honestly. Well, that was
I knew nothing about it. If it was going to be any good, if it was going to be a complete.
Yeah, like, I knew it. It reviewed really well. Like I saw the reviews and they were all great. Like across all the, I think the consoles that it's on the PC as well. Like it reviewed really well, and I read up about it a lot as well. And as soon as I saw it on Game Pass, I was like, right, I'm going to play that after I played the Outer Worlds. And not obviously they're not the same games, but like, and I really enjoyed the Outer Worlds, but like. This is almost like being like, oh, okay, I'm so glad I got Game Pass, because like the fact that I'm playing this for £1 right now is just blowing my tiny little mind. But yeah, that's it. Desperados 3, really, really great. Should we play the quiz, guys?
Yeah, baby.
A little bit of a quiz.
Zach, now we're live. You could just watch the podcast, and when we start the quiz, you could log in to Zoom.
So yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm just.
I need a win. I don't think I've had a win in 2021. I'm pretty sure that's true.
Ooh, I don't think that is. You've got 5 according to this.
Wins.
It must have been ages ago.
Don't forget, Zach. We're in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, five in how mmany months?
How many have we done in 6 months?
We had time off.
There was a period of time where we didn't do 4 episodes. But Daf Gape is in the lead with I think it's either 7 or 8. I can't remember if I adjusted it last week, but Daf Gape is definitely in the lead. Yeah, you've already had 5. All right, it was a draw last week. Actually, it was a Dav draw.
Oh yeah,
it was a Dav draw. Oh no. All right, question number 1. Here we go. Same thing I say to everyone that is watching. You can play along.
Get involved, chat.
Get involved. I probably won't be able to not pay attention. I will try and pay attention, but I won't be able to know what the hell's going on. So keep your own score, and I'll trust you. Tell me at the end what you got. Let's see if you can beat these 3. All right, question number 1. How many games are there in the core Fire Emblem series, excluding remakes? 12? 13?
Oh my gosh.
Or 14? Can I just tell you something? And she was very pleased with herself. I told Rosie this, and she got the answer before I give her the options.
Wow.
She just said, and I was like, what the hell? But
does Fire Emblem Heroes count? The mobile game?
No, it doesn't count. No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was because it's not really part of the main series, but it is. Yeah, so yeah, just it really. 12, 13, or 14. What are you guys going to go with? Okay. Clear answers?
Ready.
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
12.
14.
You all went with wrong answers. It's 13.
No, I literally deleted 13.
Yeah, it's 13. I'm just going to run through them really quickly. So there's 3 remakes. Mystery of the Emblem, Shadow Dragon, which are remakes of the first game, and then Shadows of Valentia, which is a remake of the second game. So Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, Gaiden, Mystery of the Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War, Thracia 776, which I believe though they're remaking those 2 games at the moment, is the rumours. The Binding Blade, the Blazing Blade, the first 2 games in the US, I believe. Sacred Stones, Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, Shadow Dragon, like I said, New Mystery of the Emblem, Awakening, Fates, Echoes, Shadow of Valentia, and 3 Houses. So there's technically 17, but if you exclude the 4, which are remakes and on the mobile, it is 13 main series games.
Yo, by the way, Path of Radiance on the GameCube is an excellent game.
Yeah, I've heard.
Find a way to play that game.
I've heard it's
phenomenal.
hard. It's really hard, but
you'd be fine. I mean, if you know Fire Emblem, then it'll be fine.
I mean, I'm not the Rosie's the expert now. Like it's one of those things where like I ask her things. I'm just like, what do I do here? She's like, oh, you do this, and then you do that, and then like you come up with full health. I'm like, what the frick? I don't get it. All right, question number 2. Which of these RPG series of games made its debut first? Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, or the Mana series? All Square Enix. But which one made its debut first? Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, or the Mana series? Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Zach, you good to go? Oh, you've gone quiet.
Yeah, I'm
okay, cool.
Good.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, present it. Dav, Gape, what did you go with?
Final Fantasy.
Daf Weeks.
Dragon Quest.
Zach.
Dragon Quest.
It is Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
It is Dragon Quest. So
Final Fantasy is supposed to be like the last project they were ever going to do.
It was.
Like,
that's why they called it.
Oh, we're going to go bankrupt. Let's call it Final Fantasy.
That's literally the reason.
That's the chance we have.
So Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest was called like Monster Quest or something, wasn't it?
I actually don't know. But it came out in 1986, and Final Fantasy came out in 1987. The Mana series came out in 1991.
And the Mana series was called something like Final Fantasy Legends or something.
It was actually Final Fantasy Legends. Spot on. Okay, question number 3.
I got something right, just not the question.
The record for the most valuable game of all time has been shattered by a sealed copy of Mario 64. The pristine copy of Nintendo 64 title sold for $1.56 million, making it easily the highest price anyone has ever spent on a video game at auction. But the record had already been broken 2 days earlier when a sealed early production copy of The Legend of Zelda sold for how much? 670,000, 770,000, or 870,000?
I actually read this article and I can't remember what the figure was.
I read everything except for how much the previous game sold.
It's a matter of 2 days earlier. Absolutely crazy.
Which Zelda game was it that saw?
First one.
Ocarina.
The very first one.
Oh, the very first one.
Very first one, yeah. A lot of people seem to think that there's some shady business going on with the Nintendo, with the Mario 64.
Money laundering.
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me. Same as NFTs.
There we are. Do you guys have answers?
Yes.
So 670,000, 770,000, or 870,000. Big Al, I actually don't know if they're the same buyer.
Even if it was,
if
he
it was
wouldn't admit it.
Or like they bought it from each other.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Daf Weeks, what did you go with?
870.
Daf Gape.
770.
And Zach.
770.
It came at a whopping 70,000 plus 800. It's 870,000.
Yeah.
Well done, Daf Weeks. You got
The
it.
only one of the three of us that read the article properly.
Because I had a feeling you'd all read the article, but I was wondering how many of you had actually read the Zelda bit, and I was like, I'm gonna type that in.
Okay. Shared it to the WhatsApp group, I thought.
Okay, question number 4. Which game from this list of 4 did not come out in 2003? Beyond Good and Evil, Hitman 2, Silent Assassin, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, or Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? One of those games was not from the year 2003. Which one?
Say them again for me.
Beyond Good and Evil, Hitman 2, Silent Assassin, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. One of those games did not come out in 2003. And which one was it?
Alright, I've got my answer.
Yeah.
Damn it. Could be any of those, because I feel like the one that didn't came out in 2002.
I think the one that didn't came out in 2001.
Ooh.
And a different game from the franchise came out in 2003.
Ooh. Okay,
I
do
could be
you
wrong.
guys have answers?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, press enter. Dab Weeks, what did you go with?
Ooh.
Star Wars.
Dab Gape?
Prince of Persia.
And Zach?
Beyond Good and Evil.
Agent.
Oh,
47.
Hitman.
It was Hitman 2.
Wow, we all went for the
Yeah,
wrong
Hitman
answer.
2 came out in 2002. Everything else came out in 2003.
Sneaky
There
boy.
you go. What's the best-selling DK game? Country, 64, or Returns? I think I know what Daf Weeks has just typed.
Huh.
Quick, wasn't it?
Oh god. Yeah, I just heard it. What is the best-selling DK game?
Dum.
Country, 64, or Returns?
Interesting. I've got an answer.
Yeah, because some of these games came out on multiple consoles, which is interesting. Might throw things up. Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Daf Gape, what did you go with?
Returns.
Daf Weeks? I hear
DK64.
that. And Zach Hamilton?
Turns.
It's Country.
Wow.
God damn it.
It's never done better than the first game that came out.
So 64 sold 5.2 million. Returns over the 3DS and the Wii sold 9.4, and Country sold 13.3, which is really impressive.
So.
Really, really impressive.
Mental, because DK Returns came out, what? Was it in this decade?
DK Returns
2009,
2009,
maybe?
10, something
You
like
think
that.
just from it being like later in time, there'd be more people buying games than
Yeah.
when Country came out.
All right, here we go. Let's play that Kazoon. Here we go.
Mm.
Let's just do a test, because I know before you couldn't hear me. Could you hear that?
Yay!
Great. Here we go. I'm just doing that.
I love it. Such a good choice.
Brilliant.
If I'm wrong, I'm going to be so annoyed. I'm pretty sure I'm right, and I love it.
Do you guys have all your answers?
Yeah.
I feel like I know what it is, but I just can't like put to words what it's called. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just thumb something in, see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you have an answer, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. You've all got it. It's the Wii. It's It's officially called the Nintendo Wii theme as well. So Dav, I can see you giving that face, but it is technically the official theme for the Wii. But yeah, it's the menu theme. So
See, I would argue that the Wii theme goes ba 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 do 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 ba 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 ba, and it is in fact the Mi Plaza is what you were doing. That is my very conscious debate.
Ooh,
you were coming for me. It's not like I'm miles ahead. If I was miles ahead, I would be okay with this. Flagrant abuse.
Well, do you know what?
Fuck Zach.
Do you know what I'll do, Zach? I'll give you half a point.
No, I don't want your half point. I'll give no points. I'm a big boy.
I'll give you half a point.
The rumors are
Bullshit.
true.
I don't want your half point.
Okay, I'll give you 0.25% of a point.
That's better.
No. So there we are, 0.25. All right, okay,
Cool.
Okay, name that badly described game. Man wakes up from a deep sleep to find out that he's got daddy issues.
Say that again, please. I just want to hear it. I know what you're saying.
Man wakes up. Oh, everyone's gonna stretch. Man wakes up from a deep sleep to find out that he's got daddy issues.
Ooh, what's that going to be?
Wakes up from a deep sleep
Stretch to break the tension. There's so
to
much
find out
sexual tension in this room.
he has daddy issues, and it's not Leisure Suit Larry.
No, it's not.
Oh, God.
I have no idea.
No, that's a toughie.
Oh,
Taking the punt on that.
actually, I might have an idea. Maybe. I feel like it's a game that I might have played only a small amount of.
Shall I give you a hint?
Please.
Okay, I think I might have got a section of it confused with another game in the series. So I would say ignore the deep sleep, because I think I've got that confused with another game from the series, which might help.
So the clue is man has daddy issues,
Yes!
and then someday will fall into a deep sleep.
Death is a deep sleep, I guess.
Okay.
That doesn't help. No. Ignore that. I think I've got two games mixed up. Let's see what you got. See what you got, and then I'll be very impressed if you get it. But I think I've got.
Wait.
Okay.
No, I don't think I have anything.
Shall I give you a hint?
Yeah, go on. Then.
My first hint was already pretty tragic, so I'm not sure I can do with the second one. But let's just say that. Oh no, I can't. I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got it right.
Okay,
I'm pretty
here
sure.
we go. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Daf Weeks from the
Nickelodeon Racing. It's got some deep lore in it.
Daf Gape.
As does Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah, that's pretty true. And Zach.
Mass Effect.
I mean, that could work. The second game he does wake up from a deep sleep because he dies, and he does like What I was going for was Fallout 3, but then I remembered Fallout 3 he doesn't wake up. That's Fallout 4. So
Yeah.
I've screwed you all over then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all 0.25 of a point. So Zach has now got 0.5% of a point. The rest of you
it
got
would make sense for Fallout 4 though, right? Because you do wake up for Fallout 4 and then you have like baby issues.
You have baby issues.
You don't have daddy issues.
Yeah, you don't have daddy issues.
AJ is totally right in chat. We could have gone with Dream Daddy. The daddy.
The daddy dating sim. It was actually the daddy dating sim. This is my game for next week, by the way. Okay, question number 8. Which Halo main story takes the longest time to beat? Is it 1, 2, or 3? Nice and simple.
Okay.
Have we got a difficulty associated or no?
This is on how
It'll
long
be
to
normal.
beat. This is just, I imagine, normal.
Just main story.
Okay.
I'm torn between two of them.
Yeah. There's one of them that I know for sure it isn't because it's much shorter than the rest of them.
Okay, I've got an answer.
Okay. Halo 1, 2, or 3. You guys ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, press enter. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, interesting. Zach, what did you go with?
1.
Daf Gape.
Halo 2.
And Daf Weeks.
3.
I just like doing that then because it went 1, 2, 3. In last place was Halo 3. 8 hours.
Yeah, really short but really good.
In second place is the second game, Halo 2, in 9 hours, and first place was Halo 1, 10 hours. Longest game, longest main story.
Wow, they're really similar.
Yeah.
I actually think there's a bigger gap.
Yeah,
I
there's
thought Halo
Here's
3
my
would be like
omission.
6 hours or something.
yeah, Halo 1, 2, and 3 is 9, 10, and 8 hours.
I've only ever played Halo 1. And I haven't even completed that.
Just gave up. It's like,
It was
shit.
too long.
Too long. Too long.
It's too long. Didn't like it.
All right. Question number 9. Which video game was the first to utilize motion capture animation? So I'll give you 3 options. They're all fighting games: Soul Blade, Tekken 2, or Virtua Fighter 2. Yeah. So 2 of these games actually did use motion capture. One of them didn't, but obviously it's there to throw you off.
Say them again, please.
Soul Blade, Tekken 2, Virtua Fighter 2. Yeah, so there was a technique used before this, which other games used, but it wasn't.
Mortal Kombat.
It wasn't. That was like picture frame.
That was
They took like videos
Yeah,
and then like
yeah,
turned it
it
into
wasn't necessarily
mechanics.
motion capture. Actually, someone like moving their body and like, then using that information.
Basically, GIF fighter.
Yeah. So there was a game that came out in the 80s that someone like drew someone moving in motion capture and like then put it onto the screen. I can't remember what it's called, like rotoscoping.
Rotoscoping.
There we are, rotoscoping. That's what it's called. So, but that, I'm talking about specifically
Yeah.
motion capture animation. What are you guys going with? 3, 2, 1, press enter. Daf Weeks,
Soul Blade.
Daf Gape,
Virtua Fighter 2.
and Zach.
Virtua Fighter.
It's Virtua Fighter 2.
Woo!
Same. Isn't it the same guy that made Shenmue?
Yu Suzuki.
Possibly. That rings a bell. All right.
That's
Here we go.
right.
Last question. It's the Wheel of Misfortune.
Yay!
Here we go. I'm gonna spin it just to get like to spin it just to get. Here we go. It is Jonny question. Ooh, that's so close.
Ooh, we don't get many of those.
Okay, I'm not gonna
Who is Jonny?
I know exactly.
Just Johnny character.
I mean, you can tell this is a new question because we used one from last week. But Ballad of the Goddess from Skyward Sword was created by playing a song from the Zelda series backwards. But do you know which one? I'm not going to give you any options. So you just got to guess.
Bye.
Used to know this. Damn it.
I don't think it's this, but this is the only one I know the name of, so
Okay.
I'm going with this.
Also, once we've talked about this and we've finished, go onto YouTube and find it. It's so cool. It's so cool.
It's really, really good.
Really cool. But yeah. Did you get some answers?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Song of Time. Zelda's Lullaby. Song of Time. The answer is Zelda's Lullaby.
Yeah!
I don't think it was a Song of Time.
So this might be controversial.
Oh no, Zach won by 0.25.
Yeah.
Oh.
Zach Hamilton wins! That 0.25, the me theme!
I want to have my 0.25, gave it to me anyway.
Well, it's either that or you all take a draw. But I think what we've learned today is I should not do the quiz anymore.
No, it's good because if Zach ends up winning the whole year, we can put an asterisk next to his win.
Yeah.
There you go.
But only if I win by 1. If I
No.
win by 2,
No. It's all tarnished now.
Final scores. Daf Gape, 3.25. Daf Weeks, 3.25. Zach Hamilton, 3.5h.
Good lord.
Yes.
What a
End
week.
the podcast right now.
Yeah. That is the
What
end.
is this?
That is the end of podcast
I
number
don't
60.
even feel good about this.
You do. Oh, I would. I'd feel like the jammiest wins are always the best. That was pretty jammy. That's the end of podcast number 60. Thank you so much for watching, listening, taking part. It's really lovely. If you enjoyed the show, then please follow us on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Oh, someone just rated the channel. Caled.
Hey!
We're going.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming
welcome
to the
in.
party.
Should we raid on?
Let's raid on.
Let the raid live on. Raid on.
Okay. Yeah. Let's raid. Whilst Gape, I'm assuming, is going to
sort that out.
help us to raid. Thank you, Caleb. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're raid on. If you would like to support us, then please go ahead and check out our Patreon page, Video Games Ahoy. We just did a Hall of Fame recently, which was a lot of fun. We're going to do another one soon, probably some point soon, maybe Sunday, maybe, who knows. And we're also proud to say we're affiliated with Green Man Gaming. So if you do have any gaming needs and want to look for some delicious deals, then make sure you head on over to Green Man Gaming and the link in the description. We're all streaming at the moment. Like I said, we'll be doing a lot of Halo. By a lot, I mean one session. That's a lot though, considering we did nothing before. So keep an eye on us during the week, because we're hopefully going to pick some streaming back up as well. And check DavEG as well, because he's got his own channel where he's doing lots of cool stuff. He did some Pokies last night, a bit of the Pokemons.
We're doing some more Final Fantasy 9.
Final Fantasy 9. Ooh, lovely.
Nice.
Disc 2, baby.
Oh, that's such a good game. Such a good game. And like I said earlier, if you want to join the Discord, then there's also a link in the description. Otherwise, that is it. Dav, Gape, are we good to go?
Oh, we're good to go.
We're good to go. I'm going to leave Dav, Gape do the raiding. Thank you so much to everyone watching. Have a lovely day. And we'll see you soon. We have Video Games Ahoy. And we'll see you next week.
Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Tatty, bye!